Hi, this is Kelsey Blackwell with Natural Foods Merchandiser Magazine, here with Jeffrey Smith, author of Seeds of Deception and Genetic Roulette, which discusses some of the health risks of GMOs. So Jeffrey, tell me, what was something surprising you discovered when you were researching this book?
Well, after describing 65 different health risks in two-page spreads, I went back over each of them and looked for connecting the dots. And I found that there was a parallel that people who were sprayed with BT, which is a normal natural spray used in organic agriculture, had a whole series of symptoms, allergic and flu-like symptoms in the Pacific Northwest. And then I looked at the specific symptoms of the people who were picking the cotton in India that was designed to make its own BT at a much higher concentration, and the symptoms were exactly the same.
And BT stands for?
Bacillus thuringiensis. It is a natural bacterium that grows in the soil, and that they take a gene out of there and they put it into cotton and corn so that they turn those plants into pesticides, so that the plant itself kills insects. And people picking the cotton in India by the thousands are getting rashes all over their bodies and getting itching, and some have to go to the hospital. It's the same exact symptoms as those who were sprayed with BT in the Pacific Northwest. I also discovered that there's a lot of correlation with reproductive problems in mice, in rats, in buffalo, in cows, and also correlations in terms of reproductive problems in the U.S. population. And since the book was written, there's an Austrian government study that shows reproductive problems in mice fed genetically modified corn, and a new Russian study showing reproductive problems in hamsters that were fed genetically modified soybeans.
So where do you think the consumer disconnect is? Why don't more people know about this?
Because there is millions upon millions of dollars trying to convince the consumer that GMOs are safe, that it's needed to feed a hungry world, that it'll improve yield, that it requires less agricultural chemicals. All of that is pure mythology. So I start out a little bit behind the eight ball, so to speak, because so many people have heard for so long the wrong information. But fortunately, within the natural food sector, people are more immune to the biotech PR. And the good thing is this: in order to create a tipping point of consumer rejection against genetically modified foods, to turn them into a marketing liability for the entire food sector, we only need a small percentage of the population, maybe 5%, which is only 15 million people. And there's 28 million Americans that already buy organic on a regular basis. So just within our family of natural products consumers, we can create a tipping point of consumer rejection and turn GMOs into a liability for Kraft and Hershey's and Nestle's and take it out of the market altogether.
So how can retailers be involved in this movement? How can they convince their customers to learn more about GMOs?
Well, the retailers in the natural products industry are the perfect group, because they are the spokespersons for health. People come to the staff and ask, what do I do, what do I need, what do I take? And so they need to be instructed, and the staff needs to be educated about the dangers of GMOs and how to help a person guide them to healthier non-GMO eating. Now, the non-GMO project is now becoming very popular in the natural food industry. I think it's a fantastic development, and so it becomes much easier for the staff to direct people, oh, here, try this and try this, all non-GMO project verified. In fact, our non-GMO shopping guide, which we make available for free to stores, that is now going to have a criteria that someone must be enrolled in the non-GMO project in order to have their products listed in our shopping guide.
And where can we find this guide?
The guide is available through UNFI in the West. It's available through our Institute for Responsible Technology, and it's available actually all over. We ship it out. We actually have it on hold until September because we're making this transition to put out new product brands based on enrollment in the non-GMO project.
Great, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
And I want to add one thing.
Sure.
Non-GMO month is October. 10-10-10 is non-GMO day. And what we're doing is as our institute, is not only supporting the role of the non-GMO project in popularizing that system, but we're also going to be commencing with a very intense campaign to create a tipping point between 10-10-10 and 11-11-11, a year, a month, and a day. And we think we can do it because we now have there's more educated activism in the country than ever before. And I crisscross the country for 7 years, and it's unprecedented what we're seeing right now. So this year, we're getting the signs before the tipping point, and we're going to create a coordinated national movement with local, regional, and national activism focused at targeted demographics that are receptive to our message to drive the tipping point.
Wonderful. We look forward to being involved in that and hearing more about it.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeffrey.
Thank you.